Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love. My name is Astro Phoenix here with Mystical Illuminations, and this is going to be your astrological dice roll for today, April 12th of 2021. Now, normally I do this astrological dice roll on my main channel, Astro Phoenix, but I'm going to migrate it actually over here to Mystical Illuminations. I just want to. I feel like it'll be really beneficial for me to do that. Not only that, but dice and stuff like that, gambling. I know it's ruled by the 5th house, but I don't know. For some reason, Jupiter energy comes up, and I had Jupiter in the 9th, so it kind of makes sense for me to actually migrate this over. But anyways, this is going to be your astrological dice roll for today, April 12th of 2021. So, I'm going to set you guys right there, and then we're going to flip the page. The day of societal awareness. Interesting. So let's see what we got going on for today. This is actually funny because it's like the first time I've actually gotten some of these rolls here. So we have Pluto in Libra in the 8th house. Pluto and Libra in the 8th house. It's funny too because it says the day is the day of societal awareness. The denial of what happens slows down the process of self-discovery. Pluto, Libra, 8th house. Some of you guys have this energy. Some of you guys are Pluto and Libra. And you are the generation that came here to really transform relationships, transform relating, transform balance in our lives, right? But this is the 8th house, right? A lot of people like to think, of course, that relationships are ruled by Libra. Scorpio takes it to another level. It's shared resources. In many ways, I like to think that it's marriage. Why? Because you are really bringing two people together and you're becoming one. And it's funny, too, because you can say that maybe you were married before you guys got the paper, but as someone who is married, as someone who I have Libra in the 11th house, mind you, but this is an interesting energy today. Today, really, the themes that you're going to see are going to be that of the 8th house, like shared resources. You're going to see power trips maybe come up with Libra here too, but we have to be wary of this, right? We have to be wary of whether or not we're trying to, overpower someone within a relationship. Now, this could be in a romantic setting. This could be in business. This could be in partnerships. This can be family even. But because this is Libra, because this is 8th house energy, I definitely am getting the sense that this is more so on the romantic side. And with Pluto here, it is really transforming things. Now, the meditation for the day was denial of what happens slows down the process of self-discovery. You may be denying things in your life right now. You may be denying things in your relationship right now. If you are in a relationship, I'm not saying that means that you should break up with this individual, but there could be things that come up today that actually may have been coming up consistently already. Maybe these things have been coming up, and it could be just small little things, could be just small little tweaks, but since this is Pluto, it's probably not small. It's probably actually a big deal. But this could also mean that you and your partner are going through a massive transformation together anyways, which is going to forge a stronger bond. You got to think, because this is the 8th house, which is naturally ruled by Scorpio, Scorpio loves relationships. Don't get it twisted. It's the 12th house of Scorpio, Libra is, right? So Scorpio sees relationships as a very spiritual thing, which is why if something bad happens to a Scorpio or what they deem as bad, they will close themselves off and they will put up that hard boundary line. Today's going to be a day about, in many ways, if you want to break through someone's barriers today, you have to employ a little bit of softness. There's going to be a lot of trust that comes into this day as well. Trusting yourself, trusting that other person. If you're single, some of you guys might, if you're single, some of you guys might meet your significant other or like your husband or wife that you're going to be married to for the rest of your life. Some of you guys might actually meet them. Some of you guys probably already have met them. Now, because this is Pluto and 8th house energy, this could very well mean that some of you guys may have just experienced a breakup. And Today is going to be the day, especially after a new moon in Aries, where that if you experience a recent breakup with this new moon in Aries, there is meant to be a revival. Okay, there's meant to be a revival, so you can spring forward. Aries is when spring comes. That's when spring starts. So you are meant to spring forward and go forward into a new. Some of you guys may end up falling in love back in with yourself today. All right, so Pluto is not that does not to be as too scary of an energy. I know sometimes people get a little scared with Pluto energy and a little scared with 8th house energy because it can seem intense, right? It can seem a little dark. But here's the thing though. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. And Scorpio knows this. There's a deep wisdom that comes from this 8th house energy. And with Libra here, we are going to be making a judgment call, right? We're going to be making a judgment call. Because, like I said, some of you guys are Libras and had this new moon opposing your energy, right? So especially you, there's a relationship that you're making with yourself and with other people that's taking on a newness, which all of us really are in some way. You have to really see where these energies line up. Now, Pluto, of course, is in Capricorn right now. Pluto being in Capricorn is definitely trying to break down a lot of these boundaries when it comes to order, government, systems, things we set up. And here's the thing about this energy too. It's because of the way that we have set up our society that is starting to reflect. It's not starting to reflect. It's been reflecting in our interpersonal relationships, right? But there's a reason why Pluto is here. It's because we can't allow those narratives to completely dictate our personal relationships. I have seen too many, especially over the past year, and I've been included in, I've seen too many relationships between people fall because of certain narratives that have been pushed onto the collective. Regardless of what you believe about what's happened over the past year, allowing this to destroy relationships, in some of the cases I've seen over what I would see as small things. Now, of course, if I put myself in the perspective of those other individuals, maybe it wasn't so small. Maybe it was deep. Maybe it was dark. Maybe these people really needed to put up that wall, that barrier that the 8th house scorpionic energy kind of does. But Libra's looking for balance here. Libra's looking for somehow to relate. But what I've seen is that people just don't want to relate. They don't want to connect. It's like it's my way or the highway. Sometimes it's okay to do that. But on a day like today, with this sort of energy, you're going to be reminded that sometimes my way or the highway just leads you to being in a very lonely place. And especially right now, as they have so many people isolated, we need each other more than ever right now. And we can't allow established institutions, whether their intentions are good or bad, we can't allow established institutions to break up the bond. Because society is built off of these relationships. They're built off of these relationships. If you break it down to the basic, first of all, it comes back to you on you, the relationship that you have with yourself and with the divine. And then you have, of course, the relationship that you have, usually, like I said, the main one you think about is like with your partner, with your kids. And as those units start to build up and form together, that's where we get society. Pluto's taking care of it from another angle, being in Capricorn. So let's take care of it from our angle. Let's do our job. Let's do our due diligence and be open to listening to people. Have a little bit of softness, trust. There's a lot of faith that kind of comes with this sort of energy. And let's just be honest with ourselves. Let's have integrity. We may be ignoring things. Yeah, we may need to change. Well, of course, we all need to change this. But 8th house energy doesn't necessarily want to change, right? But how does it change? It's the softness. You have to allow yourself to melt. If it's fixed water, it's like ice. You have to allow yourself to melt. But that doesn't mean that you're dead or gone. You just evaporate. If anything, your vibration rises. That's going to be it for your astrological dice roll today. A little bit longer than what I usually do, but for the first one for Mystical Illuminations, I felt like we did a pretty good job here. So anyways, I hope that you all enjoyed this message. I hope it resonated. I love you all so much. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this video. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe to this video. I'm acting like I've never made a video before. Tripping over my words. Look at that. One take, baby. One take. And you all have a lovely, blessed day. Take care.